Hey, okay, just real quick. Next month, Saturday the 16th, there's kind of a training book signing at Aikido West. Do Sensei and his students came up with a book called Aikido, the Art of Transformation. And what I'd like to do is support that event. And so cancel the Sunday class on the 17th and encourage you all to go Saturday to Aikido West. Okay, there's a couple of flyers there. We need to register in advance, and the registration supposedly stopped on the 1st of October, but I got the word yesterday from the Do Sensei that it's still open. Okay, so please consider going. It's an event, so you can take your Aikido passport and get credit for that. Okay, all right. Okay. Let's just say space. Dense, heavy, no space. Space. Space, there's energy. Dense and heavy is kind of like this energy. It's kind of so we'll start with let's say a yokel man. Come on in. So there are a lot of different things, but we're doing a step back. Okay, now right about here, we kind of something a little fancier exists a little bit, but just someone to play around with space. Okay, I'm going for physical contact. You have to deal with the physical contact. Right about here, just space. Let's see if we can kind of shift our emphasis a little bit. Okay. Pair up and let's go. Yokomen to start. Okay. Yeah. Yeah. One of the things right there, for example, space, right? You could engage here, yeah, and that's good, you know, but you know what? Perfect space, boom, right? Yeah. Now we can go this way, and there's a lot more space to do something that's a little different right here. Okay, but you know, I go for when there's more space, energy flows. When things are thicker and heavier, it tends to kind of it bogs down. Okay, all right. Okay, all right. All right. And so we're talking about space, okay? When there's not much space, things get denser and heavier. Okay. Let's say we have a pretty small space, in fact, almost no space. You get a body, a little bit more space. you get a Bob. A little bit more space, you might get a Robert. Even a little bit more space, you might get a Nado, that using the Do Sensei 1, 2, 3, 4. Okay? Now there's a particular, I would say, fascination with the dense. Okay? Like for example here, sorry. Yeah, speed up.
No.
Well, Sensei's space was pretty advanced. He called it no time, no space. We're not quite there, but we can kind of see if we can go a little bit more in that direction. Okay. All right. So I'm going to start out this way, but relax and settle a bit. More space start. Relax, settle a little bit more. More space starts. On the third one. Now we're starting where we start, but a couple of tips. All right. He comes fast. I respond to his speed by densifying, all right? But me. Okay. And in more space, energy moves more freely. You see what I mean? When you get anything in too small a space, things get denser. Most of the time, when things go denser, they get dumber. It's a funny thing. I mean, you really want to reelect the guy who's convicted on 34 counts and is a sexual predator and all this stuff, but you do that and all of a sudden I want to vote for a woman, especially if he's black. It's really a funny thing right there. So a little bit more, a little bit more, a little bit more. And when the space expands, energy moves more freely. When it moves more freely, we're more creative, which means we're more intelligent. Okay, so as he's coming with that striking motion, see, I'm setting in reaction to him. Now, in more space, there's a harmony. His energy, my energy, given the space, we can have a conversation. We can come to an agreement. There's a lot of stuff right there, space. Okay, if I'm a little too mental, I get a little spacey there. So there's a center settle, be easy. Not too much space, the body feels cramped or kind of, a lot of energy moving. I'm feeling a bit more space, more easier. More space, even easier. But that last click, I realize the space itself is very easy with itself. Whatever the movement happens to be. We're using, I just want you to kind of get out there and just sort of expand. Okay, I'm used to this. On a better day, I'm this. An even better day, I'm this. On a great day, you kind of, your energy moves more freely. There's a different level of you there. Okay, all right, let's continue one more time. Same partner. Yeah, okay, now. Okay, now, first of all, see the whole room. Right now, you're starting to look at my hand and trying to kind of expand out. See the whole room. Okay, good. Okay, if you're coming in, I see your hand, and I'm space, right? Space, yes, good. Now, why would you say? It seemed like that was an accident for you. Oh no. You see what I mean? Space, right? Yeah. Most of the time we deal with things from here. So let's play a game. Yeah, I'm tight here. I'm reactive. I'm a little looser, freer here, a little better. Now I'm starting to be kind of easy with things. Now there's a big shift between I'm being easy, realize the space itself, if you're coming in, it's very easy with itself, right? It's just very easy with itself, right? Okay, all right. Okay, now we're working kind of a little bit that sense where yeah, I'm reactive. My space is kind of small. It's going to be easy to open it up a bit. Okay, good. All right. Okay, now, first of all, we'll start with your vision. If you look at me, the space gets tighter. See the whole room. There's a whole space here. The more space you have, the more freely energy moves, yours and mine. Good. Now, if you get somebody this big coming at you, you don't want to try to grapple with them, do you? Other side. Just settle in a bit. I start out this way, but I think just open a little bit more space. Things are freer, easy. Open a bit more. I'm starting to kind of feel equal to it. And then there's that thing right there where the space is, I'm easier with myself. Good, good, good. The space is easy with itself. Okay. No sense there was an old man that did stuff other people couldn't do. Okay. Good. When there's more space, energy flows. Okay. When we're tight this way, it doesn't. In fact, the tighter it gets, the denser it gets. And in some sense, the denser it gets, the heavier and stupider it gets. You know what I mean? You can kind of see it, right? I'm going to hold on to my stupid viewpoint. Okay? Easy. Okay? All right. Okay. All right. In that sense, it kind of likes what he calls the potted plant theory. Okay. I like space. All right. To go into popular culture, it's the final frontier. Okay. We don't have to go to the 23rd century in Star Trek. Right where you are. I learned to recognize my tighter, a little easier, more give myself a bit more room. My energy tends to kind of circulate a little better, right? Most people, I'm worried about the election. I had a crazy dream last night where Donald Trump was around and he came at me and I flipped him. He was wearing a black suit and everything. It was really kind of cool. Only one, you know, it was, I don't exactly know what to make of that dream, but, you know, in some sense of going, reacting, go easy there. Easy. Now, tighter, more space, looser, freer, even more space. Things, a personal sense of flow and well-being, more space. The space itself kind of has its own well-beingness. All right, so it's a big step 3 to 4. Okay, and one of the things, for example, you know, whatever the movement happens to be, see what happens is like, okay, now we go here and we're used to starting here. All right, okay, now we get good at doing that. But ultimately, if I get, you know, I'm going to get dense to do a movement, there's a certain area where I get caught up in being very predictable and I'm reactive. Easy. When the space is loose, easy, free with itself, energy moves more freely. And IT is a joint production. It's not just my key. It's his key and my key kind of ideally coming together, forming a consensus and moving together. Okay. More space, the energy is freer. More space, things are more creative. More space, you can say they're even more loving. Okay? And what is it? You're easy. Tight and a little easier with things. The space expands. You're looser, freer, and be even easier. The space expands a bit more. Oh, and right about here, I'm starting to catch a balance, a flow with myself. That's good. Now that big click, all of a sudden it's like, yeah, I'm looser, freer, easier because of more space. But then the space itself is very easy with itself. All of a sudden, we're and his energy and my energy in that more space, they're not fighting each other. And that's what Aiki is about. It's not my energy trying to overcome his energy. That's not Aiki yet. It's an Aiki form. And we start that way. Okay. But if it gets too dense, when I get too dense, I get really stupid and reactive. Okay. And more space, more flow. More space, more communication. More space, obviously a much better level of me. And to some degree, his own sense right there starts to expand. We're part of a harmony together, a unity. Not like he's going to try to beat me and I'm going to try to beat him back and everything like that. It's a little different there. Everybody stand up. Okay. In more space, there's a deeper, more rootedness. I see the technique. I react out here. No, stay with me. Awful. I'm just gonna settle a bit. What does settle do? Too tight, too upper, too outer. Settle, I start to kind of catch more space, and my body and my mind start to kind of sync up. Even more space. Things start to loosen up and free up. It's a better level of me. Even more space. I begin to realize, oh, that space itself is loose, freer, easier. All right. So if we kind of, and then we get that motion, energy can really start to flow. And it's a group energy. Instead of being competitors, we're teammates in the universal play of Aiki. Okay. All right. So first motion is kind of a down, but it's not down this way. It's easy, loose, free down. And a turn of the hips. Okay, let's keep the throws this way. Let's rotate, find a different partner. Okay. Yeah, good. Okay. Yeah, what we're going to do. Yeah, step into it with your left foot. Good. You've already got a little energy going for you. Get a little lower and go over that shoulder. Yes, that's good. Okay. Come over here. Good. Now, big step right. Yes, you sit over the right shoulder. Come on in. Grab it. Good. All of a sudden, you're in the flow too, you see. Come over here. Come over here. Come over. Good. You're in a bigger space. Yes, it flows a bit more. You see, so even the rolls work that pattern. Okay. All right. Whoops. Let me move this so there's no accident. Okay. Just go crazy now. Yeah. Yeah. One of the things right here. Okay, good. Hi. Tighter, more reactive. I'm subject object. A better level of me starts to get, I can relax. Things go better. More space, however, boom. The space is very easy with it. So. Okay, so don't rush it. Try one with me. Now, right here, subject object, right angle lens with the vision. Okay, now we're dropping our weight. Step back. The step back's fine. Looser. Yes. That's that zone right there. When you get more space, your energy flows, but mine flows with it. All right. And that was a little too quick.
Yeah.
We'll let the space kind of develop. I'm doing the right thing, but I'm rushing it, forcing it. More space and more space. Yes, feel that one. Not trying to hip. Boy, you got a movement, don't you? Okay. Reactive. Well, since he was an old man, but he knew something the rest of us haven't figured out. And one of the things about space is the looser, freer energy flows. My energy gets better when there's more space, but the group energy, you and your partner, whatever, also opens up. So I keep you bend when we're too tight. It's just a form. Okay. Huh? Yeah. Okay. When you're in more space, you're creative. Okay. Let's just say you have writer's cramp. You got to do projects and you don't want to do it. But finally, something clears. So the first thing you got to settle into your desk. Back, take a step back. Got to settle into your desk. Settle in. So, and up here, out there, we're reactive. I got to do this. Got a deadline. You're easy there. Settle into your desk. Oh, okay, that's a space a bit. In fact, it appears to be almost 8 initially because we're kind of used to the tension and the conflict. You see what I mean?
Yeah.
Now step back with the other foot. Okay, get that foot forward, but as I'm coming step back, you're going to now settle into that desk. You're going to, all of a sudden, writer's cramp is gone. You're creative again. You see what I mean, that little bit? What's writer's cramp? There's a lot of energy and I'm too locked into something about it. I got to let go there. Okay? Huh?
Thank
Okay. Yeah. Using kind of like archetypes, okay? Circle to center or center to circle. Okay? Okay. See, I'm in a reactive space. I see her, I set react. Creativity goes out the window. a group energy or couple energy goes out the window. Boom. Oh, hi. Hi. Hello. 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 All right. It's like let's just say she has to approach her project manager for something and she's dreading it, dreading it, dreading it. But the project manager is easy, wants to listen to what she has to say. It's a little different thing, isn't it? The Nage is more like the center. The person who's Uke is like the circle. There's a harmony there. Okay? Center to the circle, circle to the center. It's a little too abstract for you. We have Uke, Nage, Nage, Uke, all right? The center is like the person who's doing the movement. There's a character, it's a Kokyu Nage person here. All right, she's an uke, therefore, she's receiving the motion. It's not a competitive thing, although it can become faster, more intense if we kind of build it that way. But sometimes you get caught up you get caught up in the drama of it, and a lot of the larger message gets lost in the play acting of the drama. Okay. Hello. She's expecting something, but she gets this instead. She's encouraged to talk. I want to hear her ideas. She has the floor. Good leader has to be able to listen. Okay? A little, So what does a good leader have that a bad leader doesn't have? Space. Too tight, too reactive. She's getting up in the pecking order. I want to keep her down because she might have my job. No, she has good ideas. I process them. The company gets better. I'll go up with the pecking order along with her. I'll be regional manager, and it's a really funny thing that way. Okay? And sometimes you just have to kind of play the game. In more space, everybody wins. Like I gotta be in charge here. Okay? The whole thing, I'm gonna be a dictator on day one. Let's remove day one. And listen. When you get somebody who's that tight and that vengeful, you don't want to give them that much power. Easy, easy, easy there. So we're kind of right here. Boom. Yeah. It's kind of a sense where, she's expecting the project manager to yell at her. So she gets it different. All right. And, from my standpoint, things are looser, freer. I like me better this way than when I'm in a defensive posture. And sometimes some of that stuff just creeps in and you got to watch it. Where am I today? Okay. A little bit more space, things are a little clear. Bit more space, things are starting to move. Bit more space. Space itself is easy. Wow, this is kind of cool because I'm creative when I get to that level there. And certain situations require us to be creative to solve them. Okay? Good. Okay, let's go one more time on that one. Just that first approach there. Okay? Yeah, hi. Just appreciating the air here. It's hot in there.
My Phillies is bugging me again. So.
Oh, okay. Yeah, just watch it. Be easy with it. Let it heal. Let it rest. Whew. Boy, that was a. I watched the last game, and they put all the rookies in and they won.
Oh, they played the
Oh, the
Kings
Warriors,
again.
yeah. They played the Kings.
Yeah.
Yeah, but they beat the Kings in Sacramento, then they beat the Kings local.
Yeah.
Yeah. You know what's really funny about Kerr is that, he's really slow to trust. You know what I mean? Moses Moody played like maybe he should be the two guard, you know? And Kuminga hit 4 out of 5 threes. So you go, huh? Because sometimes, the coach gets a little too, you know, rigid in his thinking.
Yeah.
And so, Kerr's a pretty creative guy. I think what's nice is he brought in a couple of new coaches. He brought Stackhouse in because the defense sucked last year. And then he brought in Stotts because the way that he put it is like Stotts does the same offense they do, but he's giving it a little bit more structure, which is maybe what the younger players need, right? And you got basketball geniuses, like Curry and Draymond and even Clay when he was here. You don't need that. But then again, you don't trust the younger guys because they don't quite have the structure to move that way. And so he brings Stotts in. I thought that was pretty good.
Yeah.
So we'll see. I mean, a certain amount of structure, but I get too caught up too dense and heavy in the structure. All of a sudden, you're sitting on the bench, and I'm just, even though you had a great quarter, I'm just ignoring you. You know what I mean? I think Kerr has a little bit of that in him. Hopefully, he loses some of that.
Yeah.
Yeah. So we'll see. It's hard to break old patterns, if you're kind of used to kind of being in this space. I don't see you, Moses Moody, even though you played great. Oh, you had a great third quarter. Whoops, I didn't even play you in the fourth quarter and we lost. It's crazy stuff like that.
My wife and I, we just bought tickets for the season opener at the Santa Cruz Warriors
Oh, really?
on the 8th.
Yeah. Well, you know who they'll probably have down there is that kid Quentin Post.
Yeah.
He's that 7-foot guy. They finally drafted a 7-footer, right? He's got a pretty good looking shot.
Yeah.
I guess, I mean, he's going to need some work, but maybe TJD, Pods, they basically surprised last year. Maybe Quentin Post to be a quick learner.
Yeah.
Okay. All right. All right. So more space. Okay. And more space may start with me being easy with myself. Okay. I was getting so uptight about the election, is the point where I started doing stuff like, in fact, this morning, I did formal 20 minutes of prayer. And what's interesting, you're praying because you're this way. And after all, you realize there's a shift of energy when you do the sound of the chanting and the breath. And all of a sudden you go, okay, I can control which way the election is going to go. All right. But on the other hand, I know I'm going to vote. And I'm kind of willing to bet that, there's kind of been initially after the change in candidates, there was this a little bit. Then it's kind of going this way right now, which is kind of scary, but I'm kind of willing to bet there'll be another one of these. Just energy. And if I start to hold on to a lot of fear, it's like all I'm going to do is keep the space small and things like hope, vision, creativity. They don't come out of fear. And the other candidate tries to make everybody afraid and divide everybody. And so his little plurality might get him the swing states. You gotta watch that. Yeah? Easy with it. Breathe. Open. Love your country, but don't fall in the trap of hating people. All right? Easy there. Okay? So if we, for example, look at, what we're kind of doing down here. See, I'm reacting. And I may get better at dealing with him from that kind of reactive place. Maybe. Like a good coach in sports, they handle the players well. I don't know that Phil Jackson, Michael Jordan's coach, was all that great a tactician. He hired other people to coach the offense and the defense, but he's really good at handling the personalities. Okay? He had this guy, Dennis Rodman. Oh, you want to go to Las Vegas and party for 3 days? Go. How many coaches would do that? Yeah, I know. This guy's being a little too. So let him go for a bit. You still got Michael Jordan. We'll win. As opposed to, no, you play. And that's maybe a little overboard for people. But, for example, hi, hello. How you treat people. I'm not putting them down here. I'm stand up there. Trying to put some love into this situation. Yeah, good. Okay. So when we can do that, one, we like ourselves more. Okay. When I get past that reactive stage, which means I'm kind of usually stuck in a Bobby. Bob is a little better. Bob's not going to be quite so. When Bobby feels pushed, it gets pretty bad. Bob has at least got a little balance. Robert, it's got some beginnings of an okayness. Some nado, hopefully. Start to touch that space, and that space has an easiness with itself. Right? So, for example, this motion. Good. Expensive. The idea of expensive might get you in trouble. So you're in more space. There's the center becomes like a character. Huh? One thing I kind of like about the Democratic candidate, she's just really focusing on getting people started, getting people into a house. Okay, things like that. Okay, yeah. And opening possibilities for people. Okay, and I don't care what your politics are. I kind of appreciate that more in a candidate. Okay, now what we're doing here, I have a standard go-to move. Okay, good. Open. See, I'm afraid to do that when I'm too. Bobby's totally afraid to do this. Robert trusts more Now, though, he was willing to kind of experiment a bit, but not in sensei. Hopefully, he trusts the space to be easy with itself. So this is this is good. This is the basic. Let's see if we can expand out there. This one is creative. It's inclusive. All right. Let's try that. Open the hands. Open. Everybody try it. We don't do that too much. We elbows get heavy and we kind of focus on open. That'd be very easy there to do that. That's scary somewhat. For Bobby, it's very scary. Robert, still pretty scary. Nado, willing to play the game. Nado Sensei, that's something he has down. Okay, space. Each of them has more space, but we got to give ourselves the space to go from level 1, level 2, level 3 to level 4. Okay, so let's try the seated one. As I said, this is scary. That amount of opening, therefore, by the time you're this way, you kind of want to be in that 4th level. The space is very easy. Very, very easy. Okay, let's try that one. Stand up, stretch your legs for a second. Just stretch, stretch, stretch. Bounce up and down a little bit. Make sure that your lower extremities circulate. Yeah. I remember, when I think this, as you mature, you have more space. You're supposed to become more creative. I saw a video of Stephen Curry dancing. And I remember years ago, he had this daughter he was horrible. Great on basketball, a horrible dancer. And now he's got some moves. So as he's gotten older, more space, a better dancer steps forward. So even though you may be great at basketball, but you don't want to be like this. Boom, open. Okay? A different partner. This is actually kind of a scary, because we get really good at this. Okay. But what we're saying a little bit is open. Boom. Open. Yeah, it's a part of us. And almost, your energy is down. In more space, energy is freer. It's more creative. We're not gonna have a war here. We're gonna see what we can do to support each other. That feeling a little bit. It's too much fun to have conflict. That's the Ike dream. Okay, all right. Okay, keep going. Even more. Even more. This is scary.
Right.
All right, this is scary. Good. What's scary? That amount of opening is scary.
Yes, it is.
All right, because I may stand up. Stand up. I'm used to this, and I can make this work. Well, it's not creative. I have go-to moves, and good. Open. In more space, your energy and my energy have a better sense of connecting together and creating together. Right? And that's scary. I use the fear factor. The Bobby level of me is scared shitless. The Bob level of me is very skeptical. The Robert level of me is willing to play it a little bit. But I give you that 4th level, the Nado. Is he wants to hang out there. You see what I mean? All right, okay, all right. So keep going. Yeah, that's good. Yeah. One of the things right there too. A little bit more. You're opening now. That's it. Turn your hip. Now, very important. Release it. Release it. Good. Release it. Nobody knows if that's going to work. But being creative means you take risks and you learn from them. Right? Yeah. Okay. After a while, we get good at maybe this most. But this one. Hi, how are you? There's a little bit of a fear factor there. You know what I mean? You're open to that level. A little bit of a fear factor. You're speaking to a political rally. And some people out there hate you, and some people out there love you, and some people don't know how to make of you. Open and let go. Reach them up. The people that hate you might not want to stop hating you, but the ones that haven't made up their minds about you, give them something. Go the other way. Open, 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 open. Let it go. Let it go. And that's scary. I don't like that move either, but in some sense, you want to be, I'm going to talk to my base, and I'm going to keep pounding away and bad mouthing everybody else, and that's what I'm going to do. Open. Affordable housing for people. Middle class growing. But I'm not really, I would prefer one of the motivates the other. But on the other hand, I like that motivates approach a bit more. You see? It's a uniform. All right? Yeah. See that feeling and let it go. Don't hold on to your vision. Share it with everybody. Okay? So, oh, don't have a mirror. Now, that's what your hands moving. See that? That's yeah. Lighter, free, and more creative. I can't create when I'm too heavy. I hold on to too many limiting things. I hold on to all my tools. You got to, there's something with it. This is scary, but it's a good scary. Okay? All right. Yeah. Okay. Good. Okay. Now, and everybody up, stretch your legs for a second. Here. Ah, let's say there's a Bobby. Okay. And Bobby at some point wants to make the move to Bob. What keeps Bobby Bobby? There's a certain amount of fear that he's holding on to. See, Bob has more space than Bobby. And so oftentimes what happens with Bobby, he may just hold on to his Bobbiness forever because he doesn't want to open. And so one of the things that comes up, especially for this motion, let's say he's coming with the Yokomen, good. And it's pretty easy. Okay, martially, a more effective move is that. And Bobby would be scared shitless of that move. Okay, take you a couple of clicks. But what happens when Bobby goes to Bob? Well, Bobby had to let go of some stuff. And then there's Bob. And he's going to be holding on to some stuff, so he wants to make some move to Robert. But there's a certain amount of healthy fear there. So be easy with it. Be very easy there. And then all of a sudden, Bob becomes a Robert. More space. See, when more space opens up, there's a pull back to the other place. Yeah, but I'm safe here. No, easy. And then you get to the Nado or the Nado Sensei, then all of a sudden, the space has an easiness with itself there. Your center, your circle, your circle, your center, your yin, your yang, your yang, your yin, your fire, your water, your fire. They start to kind of, they vibe together there. And that's a beautiful place. Uke Nage represents the yin to yang to yin, or the fire to water, water to fire, okay? And so at this particular pace, then, all of a sudden, we may do something like this. Easy. If I go back into reacting and try to do that motion, the energies don't move for me. Yeah, but maybe I should do that. Yeah, a little bit of, okay, a more basic version of it, that's fine. But then I'm caught up, and I get a little smoother. I learn a couple of tricks, be able to do that. But I'm still holding on to a lot of crap. Like, that's the thinking where I'm not going to vote for a woman, especially if she's black. I don't know this. It's in my subconscious. I'm just a stupid guy who's holding on to a bunch of stuff that's very destructive. At some point, I got to say, I got to look at myself. I got to look at the country. Whoa, open. Communication, even creativity, a country that's buzzing, vibing together. Well, a country that's ruled by fear. It's kind of stupid. But if I hold on to my fear, I'm going to pick the latter one because I'm too stupid to see who I am and what's going on. I'm just holding on to a bunch of stuff. All right? I don't see it. I don't want to see it. So easy there. When you go from Bobby to Bob, there's a little bit of me hit a certain fear factor. Go from Bob to Robert, sometimes you run into a little bit of a fear factor there. And you go from Robert to Nado, there's some potentially a little bit of fear. But guess what? After a while, you realize it's healthy fear. It's healthy fear. Why? What does healthy fear lead to? Creativity. If you're an artist, you sometimes you got to put it on the line. I'm too afraid to do this. Okay. You get offered the James Bond role. Nah, I can't do that. They give it to somebody else. All right. Okay. So in that way, I mean, there's an area where if you're an artist or an actor, stage fright, things like that, you realize, okay, yeah, it's energy. All right. Friend of mine, Art Frank, the last of the great bebop jazz drummers, I think, is Hall of Fame. All right. And he goes with Chet Baker to a jazz symposium. He's listening to all these players there, and they're so good. And he just says, Chet, I'm nervous. These guys are so good. They got all these chops, so to speak, all this skill. And Baker says, I'm nervous too, Art. But the implication was I use it as energy. In fact, if I'm not, it's going to be kind of flat. So easy with it. Create with it. All right. So again, all of a sudden that space is easy with itself. The circle to the center to the circle, they have a vibe, they vibe together there. Beautiful. Okay. Now, what I thought we'd do, we're kind of working this motion. Okay. Yay. You don't do that one. That's what I'm afraid of. I'm afraid of being stupid and wide open and going to get trampled over. He's not going to trample me, but my mind starts to play a lot of stupid games. Okay? And for this opening one, what do? Well, maybe if I just drop, the hands naturally extend them out. I remember, because after a year in Japan, Hikusuchi Sensei started throwing me around a little bit, and I just remember, boom, that throw. All right, I'd never been thrown that way by him. And what happened is he just opened and boom, I went flying. I went, wow, that was pretty cool. Okay, so it's very similar to this motion. It's just that it's an opening motion. Now, martially, for example, if I make a mistake here, he puts a knee right in the vital area. So, what I'm going to do right here is keep that knee closest to him there. But the hands go back there. What do? I open. I don't have to do that. Okay? So let's change partners. That's a kokyunage that we have. I was thrown that way once, actually. So remember, because it was an opening motion. And I was going, oh, this is pretty cool. Yuke, after a while, appreciates that. When Nage is kind of in that creative space, Yuke kind of feels more like not that they got to dredge out more endurance or anything. They're part of the joyous partnership. Create together. That's what we're about. Okay, let's change partners. Keep the throws up and back. Okay. Right there. You're about to get knighted. Yeah. Oh. Yeah. You're viewing the kneel as a negative.
Yeah.
You're going to be circled. You feel that feeling right there? Yeah. Okay. That's what's called transformation. Something that maybe is a little strange. Okay. Bobby thinks a lot of things are strange. Well, like Bob is, yeah, Bob's a little easier with it. More space, Bobby than Bob. And then Robert is willing to at least lip service play a little bit. By the time you get from the dough, he's on his way to the dough sensei. So he understands a lot of the game is around space. Give me more space. Oh my God. Give me the corned hall, give me my horn. I go, crap. It's a wonderful, but I'm going to go, uh-oh. Give me my little computer program and I can play to the chords there, but all of a sudden, but you start out easy there. Maybe I should start playing in front of groups more, just to get a little bit easier with that shift that way. Okay. You're being now right there. You have to earn your knighthood. Yes. Feel the difference right there? Yes. Soak in it. Bask in it. You see the feeling of it a little bit right there? I know. Now you're gonna get a damehood. Okay? Easy there. That's a lot. And now, Marshally, keep that knee up. Okay? Step back with the other one, but over. Yes. Now down. Whoa. Okay. Feel that motion right there? Yeah. The knee that's closest to me, you want to keep up. It's a Marshall thing, I mean, I'm, so you cover it, but not in a paranoid way. Bobby has a bad teacher, and the teacher looked at Bobby and yelled, "Don't never do that in my class." He's created a blockage in Bobby. Bobby's going to be tighter. I can't beat Bobby into Robert. Okay, Bobby's got to kind of go, okay, there's enough good stuff here. I'm going to open a bit, right? Allow Bobby to make his mistakes, give him a little bit of guidance, because without that, he's going to stay tight. Oh, all of a sudden he's a Bob. Okay, now don't beat on Bob. Make sure Bob's got his act together because he's been around for a while. Oh, Robert's there. You see what I mean? So, just a couple of tricks of the trade. Okay, so I'm coming in now. And that's that opening that we were doing. But we're going to, now step the left foot back. That's your right foot, left foot back. Left knee down and, oh, yes. All right. You are now Dame so-and-so, Dame Anne. Okay. I think that's the way it works, right? Sir, the British pantheon.
Dame.
Yeah. Dame Diana Rigg.
Dame is
Yes. Okay. Yeah. Good. And right about here, for example, there, good. We gotta do a little bit, not right about there, so that one then we got so goes into something like that. If you miss a second, go boom. Yeah, so there's always a but right about here, boom, 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 boom. You can create a little bit more of a lead into that motion. Okay. Or shiro. And easy. That's an opening knee. remember UC Santa Cruz, Hikazuchi Sensei. I didn't realize if you just keep going, just do a roll. Just do a roll. And I didn't stop, and I realized I'd been thrown in the koshi.
Oh, hi.
I didn't feel any weight or anything like that. That was pretty cool.
Yeah.
Yeah. Now we get so caught up in, we're going to load here. All right. Yeah, that one. Okay. Just roll. Just roll. The koshi placement's there, but you don't go sit. Easy. Just roll. Just roll. You get so caught up in the weight. And when I'm feeling that weight, the space is tight.
Yeah.
Now, if we're kind of doing that motion in more space, grip the hand around here. Feel the base of it. And it's not a reactive place. Okay? All right. You're not doing that right now. Go back to what we're doing.
Yeah. Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah. Your left foot. Big step with your left. Big step with your big. That's your roll side. Yes. Okay. And now we'll go the other way. Big step with your right. Big step with your right. That's your roll side. Now, just like you're being conferred a dameship, the roll is very similar. You see what I mean? Easy with it. One of the things that you find out, for example, that's a good way of short circuiting it. Removing too fast. You lost up. Good. Easy there. The thing goes much faster when the system Nage Ike has a flow, a group flow. When I tense and rush the movement as the Nage, Ike will always pull away. So paradoxically, it takes more time and effort. Sometimes part of the Bobby to Bob, Bobby's got to let go of certain things, reactive patterns. Appreciate the more space of this Bob. And sometimes it's a little scary because I'm reacting to something out there, easy there. And then Bob is better than somebody, but then again, there's a Robert. And maybe that bigger space of Robert for Bobby's a little. Bob has got to process and let go of it. And then there's that big step from Robert to Nado. Easy. So after that, that easy is kind of your guide. Whatever the movement happens to be. Whatever the movement happens to be. Easy. Easy is not easy because a lot of times when you're going from a Bobby space to a Bob space, you sometimes learn to let go of it. A good teacher will kind of, to some degree, challenge Bobby in a way that gets him to his Bob. Doesn't beat him down, doesn't threaten him. Bad teachers use fear and threats, okay? And then again, taking Bob to Robert, that's the same thing. You know, you can't beat Bob to Robert. Better. Okay. And then Bob to Nago. Well, you can't beat that. Gotta, you provide challenges and growth. That's a step they gotta take. And if, we're just too caught up in performing for himself, you get one of the candidates. They don't care about anybody. They just want to be on top. So easy there. I think one of the candidates just care about people. The other one doesn't. It's pretty stark. Okay. And so, the Aikido, since they put it as true democracy, what is true democracy? From the people up, not from the top down. You get a leader who thinks, okay, I'm going to implement growth at the people level. Okay, suppose I'm going to run everything and leave it up to me, and we'll close the border and we'll do all this stuff. And I'm strong, and I'm got my buddy in Russia, and I got my buddy in North Korea, and the whole world's going to be led by strong leaders. And he's like, all of a sudden, you created a monster. No, it's going to be all top down. That's the fascist state. Yeah. Bottom up. Bottom up. That breaks for the rich. What happens? Well, the less rich get poorer, don't they? All the money goes to the top. And they're going to keep sucking all over. It's called inflation. Somebody has to feed all that money on us there. Crazy. Then we're going to neglect somebody who's going to make it 10 times worse than it is. And it's getting better. Right? So, yeah, over here. I think he feels connected to it. This is somewhat challenged here. It's an opportunity, and I'm encouraging him to pursue that opportunity, and his roles are getting smoother, easier. He's starting to recognize more space as the okay, and all of a sudden there's a growth process. You're communicating a little better. I'm not trying to, I'm going to control you, and old model, not working anymore. I don't want 4 more years of it because we might not be around another 4 years if that happens. Okay, good. Thank you. Good. Everybody up, stretch your legs. Yeah. See, one of the things that is a little tricky. You can't beat Bobby into Robert. It's called transformation. That's why the book is an important Aikido, the art of transformation. There's an earlier one, Aikido, the art of peace, but guess what? The world needs transformation to go to peace, doesn't it? Why would just be peaceful? No, there's too much separation. There's too much of that crunch. Everybody's running around feeling a lot of pressure and fear. Easy to. I'm going to vote for so-and-so because he's a strong leader. He'll close the border and won't let those murderers come in. Well, I actually heard that less people are coming in now than under his. Oh, in fact, I think a lot of that stuff about crime is a fabrication. I'm looking at the issues now, and I'm seeing a difference. So you're not going to take this one and beat them into voting for a black woman president. Too tight. Easy. Easy. Easier. Easier. Think what happens when intelligence brings into something called discernment. You can't have discernment without intelligence. Discernment is your sword. And that sword doesn't cut to destroy. The sword just lets you know. Yeah, I see that. I see how it vibes. Okay. Yeah. See, there's a difference between judgment and discernment. I'd go the other way. I hate that guy. So he's like, da, 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 da. Then I'm in a judgment. And then if he wins, I'm totally crushed and my spirit's gone every night on. Yeah, I'm discerning this is a very difficult time and I'm going to keep my hope. I'm not going to give in to all the negative if the polls are going this way or that way. This is too crazy right now. Easy there. Could I survive 4 more years of? Yes, I could. I don't want to, but I could. Easy there. Do I have hope that things will? Yes, I do. Do I want to be around and awaken that hope in other people? That discernment. Yeah. Okay. Oh, oops, sorry. Oh, okay. Yeah. Oh, okay. Let's go that way. Oh, we'd like to go this way. I don't know. Okay. Oh, yes. We'd like to stretch that. Okay. So let's kind of free it up a little bit. Okay. So I think we're going to. Oh, okay. These are pretty basic moves. Oh, okay. Good. Boom. Oh, okay. He falls down. I'm going to get up. It's not that Uke makes a mistake. Suzuki learns how to recover. Okay, which is a very important skill. Okay, so just off of on. Oh. Okay, so just a little bit of a jiwaza. I'm too tight. I can't do that. I program myself to be very rigid in my interaction with people out of fear. I'll let go of that. More space, more creativity. Good. Okay, let's do this in groups. We got 3. We got 3. Okay, let's go. No, yeah, yeah, no. I want you to do a little bit. Put your hand up. Put a hand up. Put a hand up. Plant a seed. It's a group project, so we're growing together. Give that seed the direction of growth. Huh? Don't worry about a lot of stuff. Plant another seed. Take a big step. Yes, good. Okay. Plant another seed. Take a step back this time. Big step back. Oh. Plant another seed. Plant another seed on the other side. Yeah. Okay. So I can see it. Oh, yes, all right. Now go under the arm. Take a big step with your right foot. Then you watch another plant grow. After a while, you know, just, and that's a little scary. I don't know what I'm doing. After a while, you don't want to know what you're doing. Because when you know what you're doing, you go into your past limitation. Plant another seed. Good. Now you got your step back or you've got your return. Experiment. Now you can go under the arm if you want. You turn around, and all of a sudden you take a step. Yes, good. Okay, now plant another seed. Okay, good. Big step, right foot. Big step, right foot. Okay, now you can go that way. It's just okay. You change directions. That's fine. You got another one. Okay. But you find out right now there are no mistakes there. You just have an ability to create off what you're doing. And right now, you can learn, you can get a routine and that way, and that's okay too. Some people, but then all of a sudden I can't let go of my notes. And I'm ready to do it, and somebody steals my notepad. I'm going, holy crap, what do I do? I got to go out there and create the movements in a more, right? Right? Ah, okay. And that's about it. You know, all we're doing right here, you know, he's coming in. I'm planting a seed right here. Huh? Planting another seed. Okay. Huh? Oh, yeah, I'm planting another seed. I'm planting another seed. I'm planting another seed. Oh, we're just watching them grow. And here, that's a very healthy space. If I hold on to the seeds, nothing's going to grow. I can plant a seed and not water it, just step on it, whatever it is. Here. All right, watch it grow. And that's what the techniques are. Since they call it takemusu. Okay, fancy name, but that's about it. Okay. Okay. Yeah, good. And again, what we're doing, we're planting a seed, watching the seasons go and watching that seed go. I think it's going. Oh, I know what you were doing. It's a good movie. Bum, bum, bum. Oh, okay, okay. Bum, 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 bum. Planting seeds, watch them grow. Yeah, yeah. I'll watch that seed. I need the seasons, time to pass, but I'm not going to rush it. I'm not going to turn it into a mighty redwood overnight. It's going to take time and go. Okay. Easy, easy, easy. Yeah. Well, he's experiencing the four seasons going. He's feeling his roots. He's surviving droughts. Hopefully he'll survive climate change. Easy. Okay, all right. Yeah. That's good. That's good. Yeah, a lot of it is, you initiate the movement. Put your hands out or something. Put them out. Good. Good. Now, right about here, right, put it out. No, I may not grab it. You see what I mean? But put it out. Put it out. Put it out. You're planting a seed. You're who plants the seeds where things can grow. You're the creator. A parent is a shared responsibility to plant a seed to produce a child. It's called love, right? All right. The kids come into existence off of other emotions. They don't usually do very well. Okay. But put it out. Put a hand out. Okay, good. Now I'm gonna move. Now, move your center. Move your center. See where it goes. And maybe you want to duck under an arm. Okay, now you want to step into it, and all of a sudden you got to move. And I'm going to come at you. Okay, good, 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 good. Okay, okay. Now relax your shoulders. Keep turning.
Oh, no.
Yeah, that's okay. It's all right. Why are we pinching? Because there's a certain amount of fear to open. So that's the number one thing. I mean, Bobby doesn't want to become Robert, except once he's Robert, he's happy that he did. Okay, yeah, good, 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 good. You don't rush it. You don't force it. Easy right there. Okay. And next year, you don't get it overnight, although we can plant the seeds for it today. See the feeling? We're always planting seeds. All we do is plant seeds. I mean, you can't pound somebody into enlightenment. You can inspire them, you can plant a seed, maybe they'll, all right? Okay.
Thank you.
Okay. 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 Anyway, so I'm going over again the weekend of November 16th and 17th. There is on Saturday the 16th, there is the Aikido book signing event, like Aikido, the Art of Transformation. It's at Aikido West. You have to register to go or observe. There's some sheets over there on the desk, but it's www.nadoshihan.com. So it's not, you go there. I don't even know if they're charging anything. I don't see a price. Okay. It's an Aikido event. So if you have an Aikido passport, you get credit for an Aikido event. Okay. It's long. It's 10 a.m. to 5. I don't think you have to do the whole thing, but, I would appreciate it. And I intend to sign up myself today. All right. I looked on the thing. You're supposed to have done it by October 1st, but I got the word yesterday, Jack, you haven't signed up. I said, oh yeah, funny little thing there. Yes. Okay. So I'm going to do it today. Okay. So nadoshihan.com. It's long, but one of the things is that this, when I first started, it was another location. But I could have mind you, it was about the only school in the area. Okay. We were in Santa Cruz at the UC Santa Cruz Aikido Club. There were a lot of clubs. All right. And Duran Sensei started a club at Stanford. It kind of grew off campus into Aikido of Woodside, which became Aikido West. But a lot of stuff, people don't realize this, but Frank Duran was a policeman in Half Moon Bay going nuts, being a cop. And the Do Sensei said, why don't you teach Aikido? Like me. All right. And all of a sudden, you'd be surprised how many Aikido schools opened because of Robert Nadeau. And for a brief period in the 70s, he was making lots of money teaching human potential workshops at Esalen. So, yes, he made a lot of money, but one of the things he did with that money, he invested it into opening Aikido schools. He opened San Jose. All right, he got some of that money back because I paid him and bought the school in 1980. Okay. He opened a dojo in Marin off of that. He opened a big school in San Francisco. And then the other people started opening schools, which we're trying to wait for our personal school to open. Hopefully it'll open this year, but yeah, but in those days there was a lot more energy for it. And he had a business manager named Ed Dreesen, that helped me a lot when I was first stumbling around trying to run an Aikido school. So, to some degree, it's kind of like and these days nobody thinks of him as somebody who planted all the, we talk about planting seeds. A lot of schools wouldn't exist today, but the fact he opened schools. Yes, he made a lot of money teaching those workshops, but he invested in partially. He had other investments that did not go as well, believe me. But the investments he made into opening Aikido schools, I don't know that Linda Holiday Sensei would have opened Santa Cruz. Other than that, there were schools opening, right? I think she wanted to, but safe, play it safe, teach at a university. Don't pay rent. That's pretty good deal, okay? But when you open a school, that's a lot of energy there. You're planting a pretty major seed that doesn't exist in a rec department or a university club. And we owe Nato Sensei big time for a lot of the work that he did that way. So please consider going. The 16th is a Saturday. It's 10 a.m. to 5 p.m. I'm going to take Elle. She'll probably watch. I'll sign up to train, and I may and may not. Just depends on how she's doing. Okay. And so that's about it. That weekend, the 17th, we're going to take off the Sunday class and encourage people to go Saturday. Just go, spend some time. If you feel like it, buy a book, get it signed. It may be worth money in some future age. Never know. Okay? All right. Okay, thank you very much. And make sure that you stand up for a little bit and let the blood circulate into your legs before you start to try to jump over walls or something. Okay? All right, thank you.